You guys have seen a lot of my videos with the DOBBY drone, the pocket selfie drone. Let me just share with you how I'm getting some of the best possible footage with this ultra portable drone. 7 tips here. Let's go. Number 1, pick optimal video conditions for filming with DOBBY. Here's a great example of this. Almost no wind, beautiful colors, great scene. Pretty much no one else out there to interfere with the video. You don't want to be scaring people with your drone, anything like that. Just absolutely optimal conditions. Another couple of shots here I'm going to be showing you. All of these have the following in common. There's very little wind, there's good lighting, and it's an area with decent GPS satellite coverage. You don't want to be risking it and flying with just 7 GPS satellites being picked up by the DOBBY app. Here's another great example of that. Great conditions here, very little wind, if any at all, absolutely perfect for flying. So you got to pick optimal conditions. You can't just take the DOBBY out, expect to fly it in 50-mile-per-hour winds, and think you're going to get DJI style footage. It's not for that. This is a selfie drone. This is a pocket drone. It's fantastic, but know the limits of it. Take it out in conditions where you will get the best footage. That's going to be low wind, good lighting. Number 2, plan your shots. Here's another great example of that. I'm trying to fly through a couple of cliffs here. Got a fantastic shot, one of my favorite video clips with the DOBBY. Look how it just kind of pans out and reveals what's behind there. Don't just fly the DOBBY around willy-nilly. Look at your surroundings and say, hey, that's a shot I want to capture, and here's how I'm going to do it. Otherwise, you're going to drain your battery, you're going to waste the time you're out there, and you're not going to capture the footage you want. Here's all examples of that. This one I'm flying over one of my favorite beaches here. Another one I'm actually flying backwards here. I was like, hey, let's actually see what this looks like. You could take forward footage and reverse it, but instead I just flew it straight up backwards. Looked great, okay? One more shot I've got coming up here that I planned. I'm going to be flying over a hill and then going to come over the top of the hill and reveal what's behind it. So just carefully plan your shots. That doesn't just have to do with the DOBBY. That's for anything that you're filming. DOBBY's a fantastic, powerful drone, but you've got to really make the best out of it by planning the shots you're going to be getting with it. There we go, right there, looking over the hill. Absolutely love it. Number 3, use DOBBY's special video modes and different camera angles. DOBBY is a very powerful drone with a lot of cool different special modes. There's a follow me mode, which I'm demonstrating right here. It actually follows you really well. You still have control over the drone as far as you can go up or down with it, but it's actually tracking me automatically. Now you will need to wear colors that contrast with your surrounding environment, but as you can see here, it's doing a really good job. I'm starting to zoom out here. It's just one of the many special modes that DOBBY has. It can still track you from really far away. Same video clip, I just pulled back even farther. Look at that. I'm on top of this hill here. You can see both sides of it. Really love it. Really love how DOBBY captured this one here. So not only do you have to use the different special modes, but also use different video angles. Here's another one. I'm actually looking straight down over a river. That's the Kern River. DOBBY has an adjustable camera angle. Adjust it, get the best angle, try out different angles. Don't just fly with one fixed angle all the time. Also, here's the 30-second pull-out video mode. You got to be pretty brave to use this. They also have a 60-second pull-out video mode. That goes pretty far. Unless you have a powerful phone, you may not have enough range for it. 30 seconds is probably as much as I can safely recommend, but I've heard of plenty of people getting 60 seconds without any problem. So try out the different video modes. You won't be disappointed. Number 4, use DOBBY's electronic image stabilization. So here I'm filming at the beach with no stabilization on. Great quality footage except for how bouncy it is. I took that same shot and then edited it in Sony Vegas. I did some post-processing stabilization. It's okay. It still looks pretty good, but there's still kind of a warped effect I don't like. Now here, I actually did the same shot, but I turned on DOBBY stabilization before flying. Look how much smoother it looks. Look how there's very little of that kind of weird, warpy post-processing stabilization. Just use EIS. It's easy to use. I recommend it for everything. Another great example of this right here. Bottom shot is without any stabilization on. Top is with stabilization on. The difference is huge. You do lose some video quality, but it's definitely worth it. At number 5, my favorite, use an ND filter. Look at this shot. It's amazing, the scenery is fantastic, but look at all that ugly, awful, disgusting wobble or jello. That's the rolling shutter effect. Dobby does not have a gimbal. It has electronic image stabilization, but it still can't completely get rid of jello effect if you don't use the right tools for it. I've heard a few people suggest tightening up the screws on the props a little bit to help, which it does seem to help, but the best way to get rid of jello when you're flying in really bright conditions is to use an ND filter, and I slapped one on right here. Look at how much smoother and how much less wobble there is at this high noon video shot at the beach. Also, I got one coming up right here where I'm filming over a grassy field, really bright sunlight. Anytime you have kind of high noon bright sunlight, you need an ND filter on. Don't use it in low light conditions though. Number 6, recharge with power packs. Those are just the portable battery packs you buy off of Amazon. Dobby's little USB charger adapter is compatible with pretty much all power packs. Does a great job. What I do is I plan the shots I want when I'm out fishing, hiking, exploring, film a couple shots, then turn off the Dobby. I don't waste time fiddling around with it. I get out there, I just plug it into my power pack, hike some more, fish a little bit more, and then film when I get to another location. That's how you can really maximize just one battery. Ideally, you have a bunch of batteries, but they're expensive. They're not for everyone. And even with one battery, I'm able to get lots of awesome footage. So use your power packs. Just get out there, have a couple as backups. It doesn't hurt. And finally, at number 7, simply practice and film often with Dobby. This is a drone that you do need to practice with. You can't simply just take it out of the box and expect to get amazing smooth footage without a little bit of a learning curve. Figure out what conditions your Dobby drone will get the best footage in. That's pretty much bright or dusk conditions, not low light, not indoors, and not high winds, okay? Try out the different video modes, get comfortable with them. The worst thing is to be out somewhere on a new trip and trying to fiddle around with your phone, not really know how a certain video mode will work, not know what to expect. Know what to expect from each video mode. There's a lot of cool features Dobby has. I mean, these different pull-out video modes, the tracking, you can fly at quite a good distance to the point where you really can't easily see the Dobby. Here I'm flying it up a canyon, really smooth. Notice that there's actually very little sunlight. It's kind of a cloudy day. I didn't need an ND filter for that. So practice with an ND filter and without an ND filter and know when you need it and when you don't. Obviously, in really bright conditions like at the beach, I always use an ND filter. Otherwise, the jello is just simply unbearable here. So just get out there with it. Dobby is a great drone. It's not a perfect drone. It's not for everyone, but it's simply one of the most powerful and portable drones of its size on the market today. I've had a lot of fun with it. I can't recommend it any higher. I think it's one of the most underrated drones of its kind on the market right now. There's a lot of similar ones out there, but none that are quite as small and as compact as Dobby, and with as many neat features. Zero Tech, the company behind Dobby, has really been on top of the game as far as constantly updating the app for it and giving its users more and more features, more control over it, and actually listening to our feedback. There's a really active and lively Facebook group out there for Dobby. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's 7 tips on how to get the best possible footage from Dobby. See you later.